Welcome back, guys. This is my third weekly recap, where I look back at the week in the NBA and cover the things that I think are the most interesting as I get you up to speed. Again, I will not be covering all 30 teams, but just the things that stood out the most to me. So first off, one of the biggest things to develop was the matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And as I speculated in my last weekly recap, the Boston Celtics did in fact snap the Cleveland Cavaliers' hot streak and officially put an end to their undefeated start. With that being said, Cleveland did put up an incredible fight in Boston, as the final score was 120 to 117. I wasn't surprised by the final score, given the fact that I do think the Boston Celtics are the best team in the league this year, and they are the defending champions after all. In the contest, Jason Tatum put up 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists on 50% shooting. Donovan Mitchell put up 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists on 13 of 29 from the field. Some people are saying that Donovan Mitchell should be in the MVP conversation, and I do get that the Cleveland Cavaliers have the best record in the NBA, but even with that being said, a guy averaging 24, 4, and 4 is just about never in the MVP conversation, especially in a statistically inflated era like this one we're currently in. Over in the Bay Area, Draymond Green is doing Draymond Green things, as the Golden State Warriors were playing the Memphis Grizzlies, and Draymond proceeds to intentionally trip Zach Edey. There was speculation whether or not he'd be suspended for this, but at the end of the day, the NBA chose not to suspend him. Now, people are going to say that we wouldn't make a big deal about this play if it wasn't Draymond Green. And to that I say, you are absolutely correct. But when you have offense after flagrant foul, and ejections on top of it, people are going to be watching you with a microscope, and he just can't keep his hand out of the cookie jar. It seems like anytime there's a tussle, anytime there's a commotion, he has to get involved and do something stupid in some way, shape, or form. Of course, we all want him to figure it out at some point, but I'm done getting my hopes up, as I'm officially blackpilled on Draymond Green figuring out how to not be a dirty player. Julius Randle of the Minnesota Timberwolves had his first big moment with the team, as he hit this game-winning three-point shot over the Phoenix Suns. And I gotta say, this is the most 2024 basketball play that you will ever see. There's a few reasons for this. For one, Julius Randle is a power forward, hitting a three-point shot to win the game. The defensive player is Josh Okogie, who flops like an absolute fish. Now, why would you flop on this play when it's clear that the refs want to put away their whistles at the end of the game because no ref wants to be the deciding factor in this situation? And then on top of this, the NBA admits the following day that Julius Randle traveled leading up to this shot, therefore it has no consequences on the game whatsoever. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting really tired of the NBA admitting their missed calls the next day. Like, either get the call right, or please, shut the hell up. Jason Tatum just hit this game-winning three over the Toronto Raptors, and surprise, surprise, he also traveled beforehand. Then they also admitted that Giannis Antetokounmpo stepped out of bounds before Damian Lillard hit a game-winning shot for the Milwaukee Bucks. That is 3 massive missed calls all within the last week that the NBA's admitted to the next day. I get it to a certain extent. Transparency is awesome, and the fact that they're trying to be honest with the audience does seem like a great thing. But at a certain point, when it happens so frequently, it gets us to start scratching our heads, and makes us say, is there something wrong with your referees? Do they not have the balls to make these calls when they need to? So honestly, these day after declarations are just pretty annoying to me at this point. The Philadelphia 76ers are an absolute mess, as they have a 2-12 record and are sitting at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Joel Embiid is being called lazy by his teammates, that news is leaking out to the media, and then Joel is calling one of his teammates a POS for leaking that information. A lot of their guys have missed time, but that doesn't change the fact that when their stars are out there on the court, they are abysmal to say the least, as Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Paul George are all shooting south of 40% from the field on the year. The situation is ugly, and I'm sure something dramatic is going to happen before the NBA trade deadline. I mean, it feels like it's got to at this point, as it seems like every content creator on this platform is making a video called Joel Embiid is the worst superstar ever. I might just have to make my own video with that title so I can get some of that sweet algorithm goodness. Good lord, there was so much negativity in those last few updates, so let's get into some positives. Dalton Knecht is an absolute sniper of a rookie for the Los Angeles Lakers, as he just dropped 37 points on 12 of 16 shooting with 9 3-pointers made in a 124-118 victory over the Utah Jazz. This has gotta be the most excited LeBron has been about a shooter on his side since the days that he was playing with Kyle Korver in Cleveland. It was a messy offseason for my Los Angeles Lakers, but it looks like we're starting to hit our stride. And Dalton was an absolute steal, who adds a tremendous amount of depth to this team and helps spread the floor in a way that'll make LeBron extremely happy. On another positive note, Giannis Antetokounmpo has decided that the best way that his Bucks can stand a chance at winning games is for him to absolutely carry them on his back. He dropped 59 points in a victory over the Pistons last week, and he just dropped 41 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists in a 16-point victory over the Chicago Bulls. Honestly, the way he's doing everything for his team that has chemistry issues, that has coaching issues, and that had high expectations heading into this season just to come up extremely short, reminds me tremendously of Kobe's 2012 to 2013 season, when he found himself in a similar situation, but carried the Lakers on his back and drugged them into a playoff spot. But that is also a cautionary tale, because Kobe's season did end in a significant injury. I'm hoping for a legendary season from Giannis just like Kobe's, just without the injury. And to end this video on a very positive note, Inside the NBA is sticking around after all, and basketball fans are rejoicing everywhere. Essentially, Inside the NBA is going to ESPN, and if you look at this graphic on the screen, you'll see how the deal was made, as there is no money being exchanged whatsoever, but just a trade for the rights to air various sports games. It's a brilliant move, and this was the kind of creativity that I was begging for earlier this year to try to get something done, because the basketball community wanted Inside back, and even the Inside the NBA crew didn't want to hang it up. And the good news is, now they won't have to. Here is a look at the NBA standings as of Saturday, November 23rd. And here is a look at the MVP power rankings according to NBA.com as of November 23rd. So now it's your guys' turn. What stood out the most to you in this past week of the NBA? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.